my dear friends, this is Grace, and welcome to process number 80 for me. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be entitled Today She Did It, and I am working with my homemade kit from for January and February of 2016. I cut up that very old basil scallop pattern, not pattern, but cardstock, the pink cardstock, and I just wanted those scallops to be peeking out of a yellow paper. Sadly, that initial yellow paper that I had chosen was just a little bit shorter than my 12 by 12 cardstock, white cardstock, so I just decided to go with this Illustrated Faith from Bella Boulevard yellow paper. And I am working with 7 pictures. 6 of them are 2 by 3 photos that, or 3 of them I've cut out to 2 by 2, and then, or I think it's 2.5. No, I think it is 2 by 2, and then 1 4 by 6 photo as my main focal point picture. And then I just pulled out some of these pocket scrapbooking type cards that are 3 by 4 from an authentic um, collection. I forgot what it's called. That XOXO that I'm cutting apart, I'm just cutting that in half, and then I'm going to end up using that as a banner on the bottom. And because I have 3 pictures down there, I can use the middle one to cover up the seams where the 2 ends meet. So I like that. And as you can see, I am not adhering anything yet. I'm just kind of shuffling things around and kind of seeing how my layout's going to look like. And this page, it was inspired by a challenge in January from scrapbookchallenges.com. Unfortunately, I didn't get to finish the page on time to submit it for their challenge. So this is going to be somewhat kind of just a scrapbook page just for me, which is totally fine. So I moved the pictures a little bit around, and I decided to use this one photo of my daughter looking up in the camera to go on top of that little bit busy pattern paper or um, card. And so I decided to mat it with pink cardstock, the same one from that scallop, just to make that stand out a little bit more against the busy background of the card. And then these die cuts that I pulled for this layout is from the Cedar Lane collection of pink paisley. It's more of a fall line, but I like the browns against the pictures and also against the girlish colors of my papers and my accents. It also has some golds and some turquoise there, so it will work well. Now this tag, the one with the bicycle that I just laid down on the bottom, is also from that authentic line where I got the Project Life cards. It's not Project Life, it's pocket scrapbooking, I should say. And then I'm adding a glittered heart from the Cedar Lane collection, and then I just have a couple of acetates that I'm trying to add to it. I ended up just adding the circle one on the kind of negative space of the photo. So these pictures are from 2013, and this was when my daughter finally got to ride her bike without training wheels, and so it was a fun little moment for her, and I wanted to document that. The focal picture, if you can tell, has a lot of negative space, but we live in a very beautiful part of the country, and we have Pikes Peak, which is, I believe, the tallest mountain in the Rockies. So I wanted to keep that photo like that so it can remind me of the place that we live in. And even though, if you can tell, there was a lot of white space on the both sides of my daughter, it's okay. I wanted to capture the mountains as well so that we can remember where we live and how beautiful this place that we live in. So I decided to mat my white cardstock with a darker green cardstock that's just from my stash. And as you can see, I always use the white side or the back side of papers that I don't really care for anymore as my white cardstock. That is just kind of my MO. It is pleasing to my eyes, so that's why I do it. And it also helps me to use up some papers, that pattern papers that I don't really care for anymore, and it helps me to curb my scrapbook expenses. So I am now committing to most of the items in my page. I like how it's looking, and so I'm just adhering that with some glue dots adhesive, and I believe I'm using just a craft adhesive from Glue Dots. And I had some um, those, what do you call that, the strips of paper, where the barcodes are, and then on another side they just have a little strip of paper. Usually that's like from American Crafts. Anyways, I just grabbed a few of them. So I had my son here, and I think I'm going to end up just stopping the video because he's awake, and then I'm going to continue it when he takes a nap. But yeah, his little fingers are there, and he's trying to help me. He's trying to help me. That is the key word there. But I think I'm going to give up soon after I adhere this, and then I'm going to go continue after he goes and takes a nap. And I'm also going to be adding another strip of paper on the right side of that page. So this is when my son has taken a nap or has gone back to bed. I can't remember. It's been a while since I made this page. But now I'm going to start adhering things. And I like the design of it. And I wanted to ink up the edges of this page, and I think I'm going to ink up a few more of the edges of paper here. So I don't think I do it on this XOXO, but I do ink up the edges of that red dotted paper on the top as well. And I like the design of this page is a little bit different for me. I like the idea of nestling my title in between the blocks of layouts. So I might repeat this same design for another layout because I just like the idea that you know, it's a little bit heavy on the left side as far as all of the elements being on the left side, and yet it seemed balanced, but there is still some negative space or white space in the page to make the eye rest. So I'm just adding up all of my elements in there. I do end up adding a frame to frame up the So Sweet circle that's going to go on the center of that red dotted paper. So that banner, the brown banner, is going to house part of my title, but I am going to pop up this cut or die cut word today, just to make that stand out a little bit more. And I was trying to find this itty bitty or square foam adhesive that I have, and I had to go and find it in my stash because I had way too many things on my table. So I don't know if I am the only one out there, but I am a messy scrapper. As you can see, I have this big kind of fabric cutting mat that I rest my layout, and so if my layout is 12 by 12, so I only have about, I don't know, like a 20 by 17 inch piece around my layout. And as you can see, it's already messy. So if I zoom out my video, you will see more of my mess, and it's kind of embarrassing, and I'm glad that I can zoom it in. But yeah, I am just messy. Are you guys like that? And if you are not messy, what is your tip for me to be able to scrapbook efficiently and yet not be too messy? So I want to know. So write that down in the description below, and I would be interested to know what your advice is for me to not be too messy. So I'm just playing around now. I have all of my elements kind of where I wanted, and so I'm just playing around. I pulled out a couple of twines for this kit. One is pink and one is this white one, and I'm just adding or threading some twine through the tag just to give it a little bit more texture, and I'm going to end up adhering that to the page with some foam adhesive to pop it up a little bit more. And I'm looking, so this is another sticker sheet from the Authentic line, the same one where that pocket scrapbooking cards came and the tags and some of the accents. So I just put in a word on there on the tab and then adhere that to the bottom of the page or of the picture, because the picture had a lot of white space on there too. And I had a little bit of two little hearts, one that was pink and one that's gold, and that was from the Cedar Lane collection. And then I'm opening up it was new to me, chipboard stack or sticker sheet, I should say, from Pink Paisley again. I got that a Tuesday morning. I forgot what the line was, but it's an older line, but it was new to me because I haven't opened it up yet. So I bought one of these kind of skinny adhesive holder with a fine tip and Amazon. I didn't get the fine line one, I got the cheaper one, and it works well. My problem is I use like very cheap liquid adhesive in there because I wanted to use up the stuff that I had on hand instead of busting out my big Ranger glossy accent. So that is the reason why it didn't work here, because I used some cheap adhesive. But I'm sure if I put my glossy accents, it would turn out much better. So here are some close-ups, and I did handwrite my journaling on the top. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.